Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keegan, and welcome to this day one and day two roundup of the Gold Coast Suns in the trade period. Now, it's supposed to be a roundup, but I can really tell you off the top of the bat, nothing's really happened at the moment, and that's not just for the Suns; it's for the entire league. So far, there's only been one really big trade made, and it didn't involve us. However, I do have a few sort of things to talk about regarding the Suns in this trade period. The first thing off the top is the talk of Jared Witts to the Suns. He has a previous relationship with Rodney Eade, so there's chemistry there. There's a reason for him to be coming to us. Am I entirely happy about it? I don't know. We've got a lot of ruckmen on our lists already. We've got Nichols, Curry, and Brooksby. So I think adding Witts to the fold to make that 4 ruckmen on the senior list is, I think, a bit much. Now, if we were to get rid of Brooksby, for instance, then I can understand perhaps that being a bit of a point of difference, and I can understand that being the case. But at the moment, I just can't see Witts finding a spot in the team. Now, if I could somehow magically combine the tap work of Witts to Nichols around the ground work, then of course I'd be all over it and I'd love it. But unfortunately, that magic is out of my hands, so I'm not exactly sure. And the talk of trading pick 22 for Witts is really, really worrying because I don't think Witts is a pick 22. He can't get into, he hasn't been playing regular first team football, and by all accounts in the VFL final series, he wasn't amazing for the Collingwood VFL team. So I'm worried about that one. I can understand maybe Rodney bringing him in, but personally for me, I feel it's probably one ruckman too many on the list. So the second piece of news out of the first 2 days in regards to Gold Coast Suns is the Jaeger O'Meara trade to Hawthorn. Now, it looks like the Suns are sticking fat as far as wanting a quality player to come to the Suns as well as that first round draft pick. I think the first round draft pick's not the issue. I'm pretty sure the Suns are happy to take that first round draft pick. The thing the Suns are probably sticking on is the player that the Suns want to come from Hawthorn. Now, Hawthorn would be wanting to possibly offload a Langford or a Hartung or a Litherland, but to be fair, that does nothing for the Suns. They're just going to go sit in the VFL. They're not going. I mean, the VFL. They're going to be just going to sit in the NEFL. They're not going to be contributing a whole lot in the first team. So the Suns are obviously, from all reports, they're arguing for a Shields or an Isaac Smith, players that add to the first team. And the talk is that if a deal isn't reached, if a deal isn't sorted out, then he's going to walk. Then Jaeger's going to walk to the preseason draft. Now, I would not like to lose Jaeger to the preseason draft for nothing, and I don't think we will. But the part of me really doesn't want us to be screwed out by Hawthorn over a first round pick and a fringe player. Now, I've heard all the arguments. He was injured. He hasn't played for 2 years. He's out of contract. He chose us, all that sort of stuff. But I like the club trying to make a bit of a stand, because if we don't start making a stand over this sort of stuff, then what's the point? We're just gonna every 2 years or every 3 years, the players that we've trained, we've raised, we've put through the ranks, they're just gonna go get up and leave. So what's stopping someone like Peter Wright next season just demanding to go to Hawthorn or demanding to go to Geelong or demanding to go to Carlton? And you hear those arguments of it's all about, you've got to build a winning culture and all that sort of stuff. But it's hard. It's hard if we don't have the players to build this winning culture. We can't keep everyone together and people just leave. Then it just becomes a cycle. That cycle's affecting Brisbane at the moment. I just don't want us to end up like that. I think we have enough talent around the club. I think we'll be fine. But I just don't want to just fold for Hawthorn. So if it got to a point where the club was being held to ransom as far as we're giving you a fringe player and 14, I'm just not interested in that. And part of me can understand why we're going to send him to the preseason draft. But then another part of me doesn't want to get nothing for him, obviously. So it's an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see what Hawthorn and the Suns come up with towards the end of the trade period. The last piece of big news as far as from the trade period goes is Prestia to Richmond. Now, that's probably a bit more further down the track. Richmond don't want to give up pick 6. I'm assuming the Suns want pick 6. To me, being a Suns supporter, it's a pretty straight trade. A Richmond supporter probably has other reasons why it's not, and they're entitled to their opinion as I'm entitled to mine. But I'd be happy to take pick 6, but I'd also be happy to send back to Richmond a pick in the 30s or a pick in the early 40s if that was the case with Prestia to get that pick 6 across the line. Because with the amount of first round picks we have, it's not really we're not going to be using those picks in the 30s or the 40s for players. So I can see us maybe sending a pick like that back to Richmond if that was the case. But at the end of the day, it'll be done in the club. My opinion, other people's opinion, is not going to affect it in the slightest. So that'll be another watch this space too. So a couple of really quick ones to off the top. Apparently we've shown interest in Brennan Archie. He'd be a decent pickup. He's not going to cost much at all. He would be a fringe player, but he's a fringe player that's going to come with about like the use of a pick 45 or something around that. He's not going to be too expensive. Hanley still seems to be an interesting one. Talk of Brisbane want pick 8. We only want to give pick 14. I'd like to see us maybe work it into a deal where we get pick 2 by maybe giving 6 and 8 for Hanley and 2. Who knows? My opinion, of course. This is all my opinion. I've got no inside information whatsoever. It's just talking about what I think. Anyway, do let me know in the comments below if you think the Suns should be standing tough on Amir, or do you think they should fold and just give him over for a pick 14 and a fringe player like a Langford? Who knows? Do let me know in the comments below. I'm going to try and keep one of these up every couple of days. Hopefully it starts getting a bit more interesting soon and deals start getting made, so these videos can be a bit more interesting. I can give a bit more of my opinion on them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.